was just chasing my tail. And as I'm chasing my tail, my finances were wearing thin.
The culture of the workplace has changed dramatically. When people call me and they talk to me, what I'm hearing is they don't care anything about me. I'm scared to death. That's what I hear constantly.
These are real communities with real people that she's causing real problems to. And I think that it puts us all in a position that is, very compromising. And it's unbelievable that it could go on this long.
So it looks like Mayor Tiffany Henyard has announced her re-election campaign for the mayor of Dalton, Illinois. I am not kidding. So to celebrate this, I think it's a perfect time to revisit some of her lawsuits and allegations that have emerged during her tenure as mayor and the supervisor of the Thornton Township. We could talk about the lawsuits about the trustees and the mayor and supervisor going back and forth, but I want to talk about the public servants, township employees, and local business owners who have claimed to face retaliation, wrongful termination, and hostile working conditions. Let's dive into the details of these lawsuits to understand the broader concerns about the leadership and accountability in Dalton and in Thornton Township.
This is affecting people individually in their lives, and it needs to stop.
Now, speaking of protecting what matters, let's take a minute to talk about something that affects every homeowner: home title theft. I've been thinking about buying a home in the next few years. Big step, right? But while looking into what home ownership really means, I came across something shocking: home title theft. Scammers can actually steal the title from your home, take out loans in your name, and leave you with a huge mess, and you wouldn't even know until it's too late. That's why I'm partnering with Home Title Lock, the sponsor of this video. Home Title Lock provides 24/7 monitoring of your home's title. They alert you if anything suspicious happens, like someone trying to transfer your title or file fake documents. It's more than just credit monitoring. It's specifically designed to protect your home, your most valuable asset. Here's how scammers do it. They can easily get a quick claim deed online, fill out with your property information, and pretend to sell your home to a fake buyer. It's that easy. And to make it worse, they can order fake notary seals off of Amazon. Yes, you heard that right. With a fake notary stamp, they can make the document look official and file it with the county. At that point, they have stolen your home and you're left trying to clean up the mess. But with Home Title Lock, you're not only getting alerts when someone tries this, they also offer restoration services to help restore your title if it ever gets compromised. That's a huge benefit because once these scammers get your home, it's a nightmare to get it back. So if you own a home, don't wait until it's too late. Go to my link and make sure that your home is safe. Try htl.com/Hannibal. Take that step to protect your home and your future from a crime you probably never even thought about. Now, let's get into it. And I want to start with Sandra Tracy. She's been on the channel a couple of months ago. We'll see a clip of that later in this video. She is a former resource manager at Thornton Township, who has filed a lawsuit against Mayor Tiffany Henyard, or Supervisor Henyard, alleging mistreatment, retaliation, and wrongful termination. Sandra worked for the township for many, many years, and these troubles allegedly began when Henyard asked her to dig up dirt on township employees, a request that Tracy refused. According to Tracy, this refusal led to a series of retaliatory actions.
I was on an FMLA leave and so forth and so on. When it was time for me to come back, it became a fiasco. It became a fiasco to the point, and everyone has seen the newspaper article, but they just stopped paying me. They just stopped. I begged, I texted, I called, I emailed, I begged. It is the case, and those who know me know that I am the sole support of a husband who has been very ill for the last several years. He had just had, prior to this, emergency major abdominal surgery. So I really needed my check. And I begged and I begged and I begged. And after the third check was missed, I think anybody who works for a paycheck understands how important it is to get it. Absolutely. And after the third check was missed, unfortunately, I had a drop dead, massive heart attack from the stress. Thankfully, I didn't die. But I'm just one story. I have heard so many stories of what has happened to people. There was an employee who was fired for a ridiculous reason, had been there for 10 years, and in 2 weeks after he was fired, his wife passed away. This is not a good look for this organization or the community, because what's happening now with all of the drama, it is in fact damaging the area, not just the village of Dalton, but the area for the future. How many people do you think are going to want to move to this area and buy property in this area?
Not a lot.
Property values are dropping like mad right now because this story has become national, and now people know what's going on. And it's kind of like, wow, we don't want to do this. I think it's important that we don't lose sight of the fact that actions are being taken that are harming people. I don't understand the point of the intentional cruelty. I don't understand the point of the disrespect. You know, your language and your tone and how you talk to people is really important. The screaming and all of that, it's crazy.
She said she was locked out of her office, demoted, and forced to work from her car. These circumstances reportedly caused her a great deal of anxiety and fear, as she was concerned about being confronted by Henyard's security detail. Her lawsuit details how she was ultimately fired while on leave for her medical condition, which she argues violates her rights under the Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA. Adding insult to injury, Tracy alleges that the township still hasn't paid her for her final weeks at work. You're going to notice a pattern throughout all these lawsuits. It's about administration allegedly using intimidation and retaliation as tools to maintain control. Sandra Tracy accuses Henyard of creating a culture of fear, where employees felt pressure to follow questionable directives or face the consequences. But of course, Tiffany Henyard doesn't agree with that.
Matt, let me just get your take on this. How quickly could this lawsuit get resolved? Because Henyard, the mayor, seems like she is dug in.
She's dug in. I think she's used to being a bully and intimidating people. She's not backing down, but neither are we. You know, we've got people like our clients, Sandra. She's not backing down. She's stepping up, and she's going to keep fighting this. Look, there's been no transparency. It's gotten so bad that the village board has asked the FBI to come in and investigate because Mayor Henyard refuses to be transparent about how she spent taxpayer dollars.
This reign of terror Mayor Henyard, Supervisor Henyard has been putting on people has been well documented. Nothing is changing, even from a couple of months ago, obviously.
So there's been no transparency at all.
People have really been damaged by this administration. My personal situation is that I was trying very hard to get paid, and I couldn't get anybody to respond to me, not to call, text, or email. And the pressure of not getting paid for so long actually had a very bad effect on me. I experienced a drop-dead major heart attack. And so people are having issues from the leadership of this administration.
Sandra Tracy talks about being mistreated, refusing unethical requests, suggesting that there's definitely a bigger systematic issues within the township's leadership.
Because it's very much the case that if you don't go along to get along, you're subject to be fired. My case is that I have told every employer I have ever had, I do not do illegal. If you need to do something illegal, you need to get someone else to participate in that with you, because I don't do illegal. And, you know, it's the case, and I never reveal this, but when I got locked out of all of the digital platforms for human resources, I accidentally fell into a back door one day. So I saw all the stuff that was going on. And, you know, it is what it is.
And you'll see what other lawsuits we'll be talking about in this video. This is the biggest problem with Tiffany Henyard. If you don't agree with her, she makes your life a living hell. So let's take a look at Karen Johnson, another former employee who alleged political coercion and retaliation in her lawsuit against Henyard. Johnson, who worked as an administrative assistant in Dalton's Public Works Department, alleges that she was fired for not participating in political activities supporting Henyard. Johnson claims that she was pressured to campaign for Henyard during work hours and was retaliated against for sharing news stories about the alleged misconduct by Henyard's administration with coworkers. Henyard's case also highlights issues of free speech and political coercion in the workplace, Officially, the reason given for her termination was improper use of village computers, but Johnson contends this was just merely a pretext to mask the true motivation behind her dismissal, her unwillingness to be politically loyal. In Henyard's administration, where you're talking about Dalton or the township, political loyalty is more important than fair treatment or ethical practices. Johnson's legal action, obviously, she's looking for compensation for lost wages, emotional distress, and other damages resulting from her alleged wrongful termination. Let's get into another lawsuit. Sharmises Williams' lawsuit against Mayor Tiffany Henyard involves allegations of wrongful termination and retaliation. She was a former director of a building department in Dalton. She claims that she was fired for refusing to comply with unethical requests from Henyard's administration. Check this out. One line from her lawsuit says that Williams was instructed to practice muting the trustees when they are speaking during the meetings. You notice how terrible the audio is when the trustees are speaking, whether you're talking about in Dalton or Dorn Township. Now you see that it is a systematic practice of trying to mute people, again, that Henyard does not like or agree with. According to Williams, Henyard wanted her to pressure applicants seeking building permits to donate to Henyard's campaign. Additionally, she alleged that she faced retaliation for following the law regarding Freedom of Information Act requests, despite orders to withhold information. Just like Sandra Tracy, she was on leave and was fired. She was under FMLA as well. The lawsuit alleges that the working conditions Henyard created were so stressful that they contributed to her health problems. And we cannot forget Stephanie Wiedemann. She's been on my channel a few times. She has a lawsuit against Mayor Tiffany Henyard. She was a Thornton Township employee, and the same issues, claims of retaliation, workplace discrimination, and wrongful termination.
When was the first time you thought, okay, this is a problem? You may not know how big the problem is going to be, but what was that first instance like, this is not good?
It was 2 days after she was appointed. And at that time, it was my job to do my best to make sure that I kept a positive attitude. After she was appointed, I just, everybody just, let's keep up. She was somewhat part of our team. Maybe this isn't going to go as bad as we think. Let's just all wait it out and give it a shot. I happened to be off work the next day. I went in the following Monday, and that was when it hit me that this wasn't going to be okay. I mean, when I tell you that they came in there and made it felt like a takeover. I mean, just busting in people's office. They have, trustee Andrew Holmes with a list of everybody's salary. He's walking around with somebody talking about, well, they shouldn't make that. I mean, it was just all very inappropriate. There were police, and they treated us like we were criminals in a place that we didn't belong, but it was our home. It was just very aggressive and very hostile. And that was when I realized that this wasn't going to be an easy transition for anybody. We had a meeting. In that meeting, I lightly briefed her on, what was kind of in the making and what the prior administration had been working on. And then in that conversation, she just kind of sat back and she said, you're not part of my team and I don't trust you. So you're obviously not going to have this job anymore. So which job do you want? And I explained to her that, this is my team. These are my people. They put you in this seat as the leader. And I think it would be better for you to make that decision. If you want me to go to the senior department, I'll do that. If you want me to, be a janitor, I'll do that. But I think that should be on you, because I don't think it's fair to put me in a position where I feel like I have to go after somebody that I care about.
All these lawsuits are very similar, right? It's about keeping people in line. If you're not a part of Henyard's cheer squad, your days might be numbered. Now let's talk about business owners suing Supervisor Henyard. I'm sure you guys seen her get served that lawsuit in her last meeting at the township.
Yes. I get sued all the time. Y'all, stop it. What happened?
This is a pretty crazy one as well. Tyrone Isom Jr. is a well-known barber in the South suburbs. He has multiple companies, and he filed this lawsuit in the Northern District of Illinois. He alleged that he was basically strung along by village officials who gave him the impression that he received the necessary permits to open a barber shop. The problem is that after he bought the property and invested in improvements, he was told without any written confirmation that his business license was denied. And get this, the reason allegedly came down from Mayor Tiffany herself, not wanting a barbershop at that location. He was so upset about this, he actually brought this up at a town hall meeting.
Tyson Jr. I purchased a commercial property, 1031 East Sydney in Dalton. It's the old jerk chicken restaurant. But I want you to know, what do you guys want me to do with it? Because I keep getting denied my business license. I got 2 LLCs. They denied the first one. They denied the second one. And I asked them, what do you guys want me to do? And can you tell me why I got denied? They told me they don't know. And they can't really give me a reason.
And it doesn't make any sense. That raised a lot of questions. What's going on? And Keith Freeman is one of the defendants. And apparently he told Isom he would get his permits within weeks. But again, the rug was suddenly pulled from him. This is basically you're misleading investors. Why would anyone invest in Dalton when someone decides to take a property, fix it up, to build a business and be denied their business license? It doesn't make any sense. What is the reason why he cannot have that barbershop there?
I said, can I get it right so I can understand what you guys want me to do? They said they don't know at this time. So I'm still waiting to get an answer so I can actually work the deal with the dog so he can. So I just want to be a part of the family because I've been a dog since I was 19 years old, cutting hair. And I had to move to Harvey because the owner wanted an extra $2,000 due to the pandemic. So I moved across the street, but I originally wanted to stay in Dalton. So now I'm in a position I can actually go back home to Dalton. And now it's like a pause going on. I'm just trying to figure out what can I do and how can I do it? Because I was trying to get everything situated for the summer because my kids, I got 2 kids with sickle cell disease and we this summer he has to get a transplant. And
Take your time. Yeah, if you could come for a second, keep for coming, step down, talk to you, keep over there. Take your time. He'll take care of it. And my prayers is with you. Anything we can do, township do have resources to help you. So if you do need help, keep us give you all the resources you need.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
As you hear from Mayor Henyard's voice, that clearly did not happen. That's why he is suing her in the village. He made significant financial investments into a property based on what he was told by village officials, and he still didn't have his business. It seems like in Henyard's administration, where officials seem to be using political clout to make or break business opportunities for people based on personal whims rather than fair procedures. Carmen Carlisle's alleged statement about Mayor not wanting a barbershop at that location seems to be very crucial here because it suggests that her personal preferences are more important than actual regulations or zoning laws. If these allegations are true, and I believe they are, then Henyard's administration is basically leveraging its power to control who gets to open a business in Dalton, which is extremely concerning for anyone trying to invest in the community. The man wanted to be back in Dalton. Why would anyone who may have a lot of money want to build a business in Dalton? It doesn't make any sense.
Improperly denying a business license.
I was just chasing my tail. And as I'm chasing my tail, my finances were wearing thin.
Tyrone Isom Jr. says he worked with the village to purchase and renovate this building, only to be told his license was denied by Mayor Henyard. The complaint alleging a policy of choosing and denying applicants for financial and political reasons.
Everything Mr. Isom was doing was within the parameters of the law. And for whatever reason, which we'll ultimately find out, Mayor Henyard said, nope.
This evening, a representative for the village of Dalton declined to comment on that lawsuit.
Of course, like, what is the reason? What is the reason why he did not get his business license so he can open up his barbershop? And I think anyone else who is considering opening a business in Dalton, they would like to know that as well. Now we're going to get to a lawsuit I talked about as well. Gerald Jones, this is the son of Jerry Jones, the former trustee of the township. He is suing Tiffany Henyard and others, alleging a serious workplace misconduct and retaliation. Jones, who worked for the township for about 10 years, claims that his troubles began after he reported a health hazard at the township's food assistance program. He discovered a mice infestation in the food pantry. Gross. And he brought it up to the attention of management. However, when nothing was done to address the issue, Jones filed a formal complaint with Illinois OSHA. The lawsuit describes a very toxic working environment fostered by the Food Assistance Program Manager, Keith Price, and alleged that this environment only worsened after Jones reported infestation. Jones claims after the OSHA report, Price's behavior towards him escalated to threats and even intimidation. Price allegedly made threatening remarks, including asking Jones if they can go outside to settle their differences, and stated that he would, quote unquote, beat him up. These confrontations happened in front of other pantry workers, creating a toxic work environment. Adding to the toxic work environment, the workplace atmosphere deteriorated to a point where employees openly carry firearms, raising significant safety issues to a point where Jones just quit the job. Jones' lawsuit goes beyond his interactions with Price and targets Henyard for her inaction. She didn't do anything about it. After Henyard became the supervisor of the township, she installed her allies in various roles, including Keith Price. Jones alleged that Henyard not only ignored Price's retaliatory actions, but may have even encouraged such behavior as a tool to root out employees who were not loyal to her and her administration. This pattern of behavior, Jones argues, was a well-known but remained unchecked, leading to a culture where harassment and intimidation was tolerated. These lawsuits highlight a pattern of retaliation, political coercion, and abuse of power under Mayor Henyard's administration, and obviously her as the supervisor of the township as well, as she seeks to have another term as mayor. These legal challenges should serve as some kind of red flag about what is going on and how she leads. It should question her leadership. Every person that decides to vote should understand what is going on here. Why do so many people have the same problem with the same person? Each case raised questions about her ethical practices, political loyalty, obviously, and the workplace culture in Dalton and the Thornton Township. Do people want this person to continue leading the community? Well, I don't live there. Only they will be able to answer that question. But what you guys think about these cases, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I see you guys in the next video.